Hey y'all, let's pull a reading on Jupiter. So yesterday it went direct, and after 5 months of being in retrograde, that might feel like a big relief. I felt it particularly strongly because I'm really tied to Jupiter's energy. It's like, of all the energies in the universe, that's the one that really pulls me around, jerks me around. Let's go ahead and zoom. There we go. So yeah, so after 5 weeks, if you have, or 5 months, if you felt like the last 5 months have been dragging or slow or difficult to get through, or to get your ideas across, or to get your mojo, or to get decisions made, or that could be affecting you. So let's see what's going to happen now that it is direct. Let's see what sort of energy Jupiter is bringing towards us now. we've got a quiet moment of reflection. So that means something. If you checked your volume on your TV or on your phone, there's a big reason why it's very quiet. Okay. The Fool. Yeah, time to start some stuff. We're gonna do 5 cards. Death, rebirth. That is fantastic to come along with the Fool. It means they're not joking. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. There is some warning in the energy for sure. And I'm glad there is, because then we can use it to sort of figure out how we can use this energy to best affect the greater good as well as our own. The Death and Rebirth card in this case, I think, has a really special significance to the springtime energy as well. It's not just about Jupiter going direct. We've got spring energy, and those two, well, at least we do in the Northern Hemisphere, those two things combined have a very powerful sort of resonance in our personal energy. You have the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom, Chariot, 6 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. And these cards have been coming up. It's not just about Jupiter, obviously, but you've got, for some of you, this is a new relationship, but it's more than that. This could also be sort of a transformation of an existing relationship into something else. So for those of you who are just friends with someone who you kind of are crushing on, this would be that energy that makes you tell them about it and see if the feeling is mutual. This is also the energy where you can sort of let bygones be bygones, and maybe release the baggage from an old relationship and build something new that benefits you both. There's definitely a lot of there's like soul ties involved in this. There's I'm surprised that the Wheel of Fortune isn't out, because this feels very destined. This feels very universal, universe directed versus, it's timing of the universe, and it's timing of Jupiter, and it's your time with spring to make some transitions and some transformations and some new beginnings. That's you as the Queen of Swords. If you're a man or a woman, or identify any way at all, we are definitely inclusive here. Yeah. So That's you as the Queen of Swords, making these decisions and being bold. And I think that the way in which you're bold in the next few days or months or weeks is very welcomed by the other energies, by the external energies. And I would say if it's not, then that's a really good litmus test of whether those energies belong with you or not. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? You have the courage. You have the courage to do things that you have never done before. It's almost like you're like, I don't feel anxiety in this energy. It's like, even if you had anxiety in the past about a situation or a person or a job or a performance or anything at all, I feel like that's really, it's really calm now. And I think that's where I came up, where this reading started with silence. It's a little meditative moment that I think you can sort of carry with you throughout a lot of the sort of life challenges that might have presented before that caused you anxiety. Now you can move forward, whether it's something that has to do with school or relationship, family, work, whatever. You're like, actually, you know what now? Actually, I've got this. Whatever it is, you've got it now. Even if it's different than you originally hoped or thought it would be, you got it. So we got the Sun on the bottom of the Queen of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is with her. Yeah, and the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You've this ultimate patience. So these cards together is a million times more patient, understanding, and intentional than the Temperance card, right? So it does not matter that the Temperance card is not here, because you've got this idea, I think, going into this season, this energy, whatever, you've got this idea. You might start new projects. You might have different motivation for your existing work. You might discover that, you went into a line of work doing one thing, and then you found out there's a whole other reason to love it. There's a whole other reason to be motivated to get up and do your job every day. And the same with a career, like you might have, or with a romantic interest, you might have fallen in love with somebody for one reason, and then now you're seeing them sort of in a new light. I think there's a poetry in that that you don't miss in this opportunity, and you actually wait. Like there is a certain tempo that, again, is very sort of measured, a little bit slower. And I really got that going in like early February. I was like, this is going to be a different kind of springtime. There have been springtimes where the energy is really high and everyone's sort of Twitter pated, as Thumper says, and there's a lot of like just like sort of fertileness in the energy and in the air, and like it's kind of a manic energy, right? This has no mania involved in it at all. I am so sorry about that, guys. I hope it did not affect the video too much. If you're still there, great. So there could be some really good, strong ideas that you follow through with more tenacity than you would as sort of a fly-by-night spring energy. That's what I'm saying. It's like the plans and the ideas that you have this season will really stick versus other seasons where it's just been so airy. Yeah, there's more of that earth energy and the pinnacle-based energy. All right, let's see what the Four of Cups has to say about all this. I'm going to put the Sun back in the deck. Why not? Got cats and dogs fighting here today. A little bit. We're trying to acclimate. We're trying to get the cat to come out more, and so we're kind of infringing on the cat's territory right now, and it's night or it's daytime, and the cat likes the nighttime. All right, why is the Four of Cups here? I really want to say something about this Queen of Pentacles because I think the only delta you have in this equation is that you might move a little too slow. You might have a little too much contemplation, and you might wait for things to kind of happen on their own. That might be a tendency. That might be an action that comes up is like, oh, that'll work itself out. Whether it's like an argument or a whether you're doing a project management or something out there, and you're like, oh, that'll work itself out. It'll be fine. And I think, yes, to a certain extent, that's actually correct. Like, I think to a certain extent, yes, it will work itself out. People will forget and forgive. Things will just magically grow and happen. Yes, yes, yes. But I would say still keep your wits about you and have a plan B if something goes sideways. That's what I would say. Okay, Four of Cups. Why is it here? The Queen of Cups. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, Seven of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. So these guys fight quite a bit. And between the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups, this is partially the energy I was just talking about, where you're sort of letting things decide on their own. You're letting the I am having such trouble coming up with metaphors today. It's like you're panning for gold, and you're just letting the sort of wash over. And if you've got gold, you've got gold. I think that sometimes that could be, I'm not going to say a lazy energy to take, but it could borderline on that. I would be careful to be intentional all the time. So if this isn't coming naturally to you, if that intentionality, if that slow and steady movement, growth, and taking advantage of opportunities isn't coming naturally to you, then work at it, because there might be a little bit of a battle of wits between not an apathy, but a universal sort of spiritual connection saying, oh, it'll work out just the way it should be, or everything happens for a reason, or blah, 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 blah. When really, it could be even better if you put a little bit into it. If you make the decisions, if you are confident, even if you, like, it doesn't even matter what you choose. If you've got A and B, don't overanalyze it. Just choose one, and it's going to be better than if you just let somebody else choose for you, or if you just let the universe choose over time. Does that make sense? Because there is this sort of battle between, it's almost like it's too much sometimes, I think, for you to think about it. And so it becomes a little bit overwhelming. That Knight of Cups and that Knight of Swords or Wands are sort of battling it out in your heart, in your soul. And it's hard to make those discriminations. It's hard to say yes to one and leave the other one behind, because they're both great options. I get it. But I think making a choice one way or the other is going to catapult you in this energy towards even greater. It doesn't matter which you choose. It's just making a choice is going to signal to the universe that you are indeed a confident doer. Okay. Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords here anyway? I'm getting this much in the sense of sort of healing from this. This is really, really nice energy to heal in. especially if you're sort of at the tail end of a healing journey, if you've sort of gotten over the rawness of something and you're in a sort of intellectual mindset, if you're in a place that's a little less emotional and more spiritual or more thoughtful, sort of vestiges and ghosts of trauma past are easy to deal with and easier to deal with in this energy than they are, let's say, in the last 5 months. They were not easy to deal with in the last 5 months, were they? No, now they are. Three of Swords. Why is it here? Yeah, I mean, just talking to friends in the last couple weeks, it seems like everybody just went through their own particularly rough time. And, coincidentally, as we all kind of went through it at the same time. Now at the other end of it, we've got to sort of rebuild a little bit and figure out what the next steps are, and really good energy for that. The Tower's at the bottom of the Three of Swords. The World comes back. Seven of Wands and the King of Pentacles. There's either a really, really old relationship. This is kind of a one-off for this particular reading because this was not a love reading. It was a kind of whatever reading. So if love wants to come in and present itself, it's not so much about love as it is about an old relationship. It could be like a grandparent or, a friend from high school. But it taught you something. For some of you, there is, I think, a potential that this person could want to sort things out or get forgiveness or make an acknowledgement. Like, part of the 12-step program is you go to your friends and family and you acknowledge how alcoholism or drug abuse affected your relationship. And I'm kind of feeling that energy, like, and it's good. It's hard because those moments are very hard. And I know why a lot of folks in the program don't want to do that. I get it, especially if you haven't talked to people for years. Because not only do you can't gloss over anything anymore. You've got to dredge up something old. And the recipients of those apologies don't always want to hear it either. What I'm getting at is there's a little bit of doubt in the energy. Whoever this is coming towards you is from the past. And there's a little bit of doubt when they do come because you feel like you were healed from this and that there's like you have everything you need already and there's nothing that you need to discuss with them. And so it comes off a little bit arrogant. Like, why would you think that this was a good time to come into my life now? That's just for a few of you, but it's pretty strong. I think that it has the potential to sort of throw a wet blanket all over this energy, which I would hope that you'd sort of try to prevent from happening by just taking it very casually. Like, it's not personal. Like whoever this energy is, whether it's family, an ex, work relationship, whoever it is, however they come in, I think it more than anything is for themselves. So just kind of keep that in mind. Try to have compassion, but don't let it slow you down. Don't let it put you in a tower. Mostly when I pull the Tower card, it's good in the way that it needs to happen in order to move you on to the next thing. In this case, it is not necessary. This is a unnecessary tower energy in an otherwise very, very nice. And then see, look, below the tower was lovers. Yeah, they got something to say. They got something to tell you, and I don't even think that you want to hear it at all. Um, I mean, I honestly, this energy, I would just go, yeah, okay, well, thanks for telling me. And there we go. Like you have to be cruel to be kind sometimes. I think this is one of those instances. Like, go ahead and tell them, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Don't you worry about me. And then let that be the end of it. I think they hurt you more than they might have hurt you. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm going to shake that off because I just, it's like it's an unwanted guest energy. It's an unwanted guest energy, and you're doing all right. You do not need to buy a vacuum cleaner or a set of encyclopedias. You do not need to get your lawn mowed or your gutters cleaned. You do not need your ducts vacuumed. You are absolutely good the way that you are. And this stranger comes up anyway. Yeah, not stranger, but now they're strangers pretty much. Ace of Cups. This is not the shuffle I was looking for. Ace of Cups. Why is Ace of Cups here in the future energy? Let's get something good. Let's tell these folks what they have to look forward to. What if they're able to follow this beautiful pattern of energy and ignore the speed bump ghosts of Christmas past that come across their doorstep? What do they have to look forward to then? What can they build from this energy? Where can they go? I'm getting Hollywood for some reason. When do you want to go to Hollywood? Are you in Hollywood? I'm going to build in Hollywood. Page of Wands is on the bottom. Move away. So that's the Eight of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Empress. Wow, you guys. It's like a whole new you. It's a whole new you. Leaving what doesn't serve you behind with intention, with communication, with rationality, with an Ace of Cups in your heart. This isn't you're walking away from what doesn't serve you with a pissy attitude and on your way to the bar. No, this is walking through and past the things that you held dear that no longer work towards your goals, with love in your heart for them as you walk by. You have a lot of amazing things coming up. If this is a path you choose to take in this energy, if you choose this new beginning and this new energy and this deliberateness, you have a lot of amazing things, including adoration. I see huge adoration of you. Like this could be from many, many different sources, but new love relationships, maybe children, maybe new work colleagues that hold you in a really high regard. Could be a new job. Yeah, there's a lot of adoration here. There's a lot of It's warm climates. Whoever is watching, I got California and I got warm climates coming. All right. I'm gonna pull 3 more cards. Why not? Just let's see if we can confirm anything that we already said for funsies. I'd really like to know what I said earlier that's really the most important, because we went through a lot of stuff. So let's see what that might be. Whoa. I don't know, dude. I've got this whole thing in my head. Like, it's a warm California, like afternoon, not too far from the beach. We're talking SoCal. And somebody's wearing a gauzy material, and you've ordered a croissant. I know that could be a lot of people, but I don't have that many viewers, so might be pretty specific. But I feel like that that's a turning point. Like, that's when you get it. Like, whether you get a job or you meet someone. All right, so keep an eye out. Now, actually don't. Just forget I said that. But when it happens, come back and give this video a like, okay? I'm in it for the likes, clearly. Oh my gosh, no, this isn't ready yet. She's like, no, I've been putzing around. Okay. I wanted it to be ready, but it's not. It's ready for my story, but not ready for yours. Again, there's that silence, so let's just shush. 3 cups on the bottom. Well, shit. Gauzy material, not too far from the ocean. Croissants. Yeah. Page of Pentacles come up again. Empress come up again. And Strength, which was not here in our reading. Damn. It just like stay out of the noise. You have noise. Maybe the meetings that you go to are chaotic and stupid. See if you can not attend those. Would it hurt to try? Say, I'm so sorry, but can I get the notes off this meeting and I will follow up? Like, meetings, relationships, interactions that are noisy. It could be your spin class, too noisy, hurts your ears, is terrible. Okay, stay away from it then. I would say to get as much clarity and focus as you can so that you know where the universe is pushing you forward to. Again, it's totally different energy than this fanatic, manic springtime energy that usually occurs. Yeah, this is totally different. This is deliberate. This is quiet. This is sit and watch a little seed grow into a big fucking tree. And just do the work. And yeah, avoid the noise. Avoid the noise. Avoid the noise. Also, the Strength card there, you might at some points get a little bit wary or a little bit confused of what, like, you might wake up one day and say, what the hell am I doing? Like, what am I doing after? Anyway, where am I? What am I doing? Some psychics, some tarot readers have recently said that we're in for a timeline shift. I don't know about that, anything about that. But if you believe in that kind of thing, that could be a reason. Also, just try to stay steady with who you are. I would really journal a lot this spring, and I will actually go back to it myself. Um, I think if you're able to journal and really record your thoughts and your motivations in this time, it'll be good for those moments where there's a bit of a dichotomy and you're not quite on track, to go back and say, "Oh yeah, that's why I'm here. That's what I was doing. That's when I found joy and when I found motivation and purpose, and that was my goal." That'll be helpful. I'm not the type of person to say write it on the whiteboard or a bulletin board or a vision board or anything like that. If you find that helpful, then do it. But I think we sometimes lose sight of the true meaning of that if we've got it in front of our faces every day, and it becomes like we might as well just say grilled cheese sandwich every day. So I think it's really impactful if we write it down in the moment, and then when we do have those crisis of faith, then we can refer back to it. That's just my 2 cents. That seems a little bit more productive and a little bit more real than the alternative. That's it. I don't want to leave this energy. I don't want to say goodbye, but I have to say goodbye. Y'all have just grab it. Just there's such a huge potential. I know that in the energy right now, in terms of the world stage, which is not actually part of our energy, but in terms of the world stage that everyone wants you to believe is the real thing happening, I know that that looks a little bit upside down, but the energy is with you. The energy is with you right now. So take advantage of it and use it, to benefit yourself and the whole community. Okay, love you guys. Remember that there's no one reading that comes out of a vacuum, and all readings are influenced by the reader as well as the time in which they're pulled. So this is a timeless reading. However, it has a lot to do with Jupiter going direct. Thanks, guys.